Just a few more minutes, and then we'll get you back to Eddie. What's it like, 30 years with the same man?
Great for me. Good for him, I hope.
You don't think he loves you?
I think he always loved me in his way. Just not in a spend time with me or show emotion or any affection for me sort of way.
Why did you stay?
I didn't need him to feel about me the way I did about him. Love doesn't.
Charlotte.
I've heard stories of cancer patients going into spontaneous remission. You think this might be that sort of thing?
It's unlikely, but you never know.
If I just had a little more time, be with Charlotte, try and do better by her.
Yeah, maybe.
You don't think I mean it?
I think you mean it now. I think it's much easier to mean it than to do anything about it. Chamber walls are barely moving. I'm sorry.
I'd like to be with Eddie.
It's too soon after your surgery.
You can ask if someone get your organs if you die, right? Even if the donor bank turned them down?
Individual donors can bypass the registry, but there are a lot of other factors. Blood type.
I've given him blood.
It's not just...
Please. I go before him. I want you to give him my heart.
This isn't over yet.
For me. But it is for him, isn't it?
Yes.
Nurses found her like this. She broke into the cart and injected whatever she could grab. Dumb way to look worse for Eddie.
She wasn't trying to look worse. She was trying to kill herself. She's stable, but whatever was left of her liver is definitely shot now. And there's no change in Eddie.
So, thanks to her idiotic move, she's dead in 24 hours if she doesn't get a new liver.
It was selfless. She loves him.
How does that disagree with what I just said?
Test was negative for AAT deficiency. Myelofibrosis fits, but testing takes at least 48 hours.
We should try a partial donation from a live donor.
Damage is too severe. She needs a whole new liver.
No diagnosis, no liver. No liver, no living.
What do you know? It is myelofibrosis. Says so right here. Who wants to tell Cuddy?
How many times have you lied to the transplant committee?
Just twice.
How many times has it worked?
I don't quite see how that's relevant.
You want me to die on the table?
We don't want you to. Your wife needs you to.
My heart?
Is still dying. You have a couple days at most. But this could buy us enough time to save her.
When can I say goodbye?
You can't. If she knew what we were planning, would she be okay?
She'll resent me.
She'll be alive. Nothing else matters.
You can't do the transplant.
Only if he said no. But your urgent hovering means he said yes.
His fingers have nodules. I think his doctors misdiagnosed him.
Or you sprinkle too much wishful thinking in your tea.
Obese man with lung cancer. Two easy explanations for his heart failure. Nodules could mean something else, something curable.
Go back to the ER. My thanks to you and your cold feet.
What's going on? I'm giving you a shot at a cool result. Better yet, a chance to prove other doctors idiotic.
Except you're wrong. Bad news. Love can't save you. On the other hand, mold can. Her heart failure was caused by a fungal infection called cardiac blastomycosis. It started as nodules in your lungs, which every doc except one mistook for cancer. It's very rare, very curable. I'm starting you on itraconazole.
But how come I was getting better without the medicine?
Your emotional state bumped your catecholamines, which helped raise your prolactin.
My emotional state?
3 months of treatment, you'll be back to your buff, chiseled self.
I don't want the treatment. Do the transplant.
You'd be trading the certainty that you'll live for the uncertainty that she'll live.
I was ready to die anyway.
Now you get to be nicer to your next wife.
If you won't do it, release me. And when I get hit by a car and show up in your morgue, you can give her my liver then.
You're basically asking us to commit murder.
I was yesterday, too.
There's a difference when he has 20 years to live instead of 2 days.
Not really. Not legally.
That's your way of convincing us to do this, by saying it's no more immoral?
The idiot is gonna do this with or without us. This way we can protect the organ.
We should be protecting him.
So we strap him to the bed, wait till his wife dies?
I'm not doing this.
I will. We've already had one pointless death.
Eddie, what's going on?
I don't know, he just came and got me.
Your husband has a curable disease, but he wants to die so he can give you his liver. Are you okay with that, or would you rather he take the treatment?
You son of a bitch.
Eddie, don't.
You have to let me do this.
Charlotte, can you hear me? She spiked a fever. LP shows her white cells through the roof. She's infected everywhere.
I should fire you.
Just did what you failed to do. Convince Eddie to live and let his wife die.
Infection means we have a new clue.
Got a full 2 or 3 hours to figure it out.
Sarcoidosis hits the spleen and the liver.
She'd have lung issues.
Scleroderma inflames the tissue.
No skin or GI problems. What is she hiding?
You don't know that.
Either we have all the clues and we're idiots, or we don't have all the clues.
Possible exposure, people, places.
Both. Bad lie. Do you really think the beaches in Hawaii were just like the beaches in Rio? The disease-bearing sandflies are completely different.
She's never been to Rio.
Who'd you go with?
Why are you doing this?
I don't actually need to know who it was. You just need to know that you went, so we can know that you have visceral leishmaniasis. But since Lancelot there was ready to die for you, he might want the answer to both.
Last year, there's nobody you knew. Rio was supposed to be ours. I got tired of waiting. I'm so sorry.
Start her on antimony. Have Cuddy find her a liver. We're ready to die. For guilt, not love.
You can't feel that much guilt without love.